Okay everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Dolan twins. Now the Dolan twins are people who have been on my radar for some reason so much recently. These two boys who seem to hate drama, like so vocally hate drama. Isn't it funny how it's always people who say they hate drama who are in it the most? Right? I just feel like the Dolan twins have been involved with so much drama recently between calling out other people, saying they hate it, hyping up and jumping on the bandwagon of hype around the Dramageddon 2 to do a documentary which led people on to think it was about something else, but it was about his acne, and just a lot of like little things that have really just been not making me want to particularly like the Dolan twins. Now the Dolan twins were people I actually were like okay with whenever it was like the Sister Squad, because I thought they were genuine people. And before that, I kind of just never took any notion of them because I really did not care. They are not the kind of people that I like to watch. They are, not my side of YouTube, to say the least. Now, if you remember back in Dramageddon 2, Jeffree Star involved the Dolan twins in the James Charles scandal, whatever you want to call it. And James Charles literally said that Jeffree Star's move in doing this was actually very smart because he used the Dolan twins to kind of further prove Taddy's point about these allegations that she was throwing out against James Charles. And the Dolan twins were really close with James Charles during that time, and Emma Chamberlain and the Dolan twins dropped James Charles like that whenever he was getting exposed. So it kind of led into the allegations even more and kind of led a lot of people to believe that the Dolan twins were kind of involved in some way in that storyline. From the start, I told people to stop fucking doing that. I've made so many videos where I say, like, especially there was a drama channel as well who came on Twitter and they were like, I know who the voice memo was. It was Grayson Dolan. It's like, okay, and is it your place to say? That's a whole other issue I have, but I've talked about that enough. So on top of the voice memo controversy where people were kind of guessing who it was, who Jeffree was saying was in this voice memo, it kind of led to a lot of drama as well involving the Dolan twins, which I thought was wrong. I don't think they should have been involved in that, but they were for some reason, and they never spoke out in support of James Charles, which was always very weird to me if nothing was, you know, happening there, just for the main reason that they were seeing their best friend, or at least their best friend at a time, be absolutely fucking destroyed by these allegations which were being proved because he, James Charles, was friends with the Dolan twins. Then whenever these allegations came forward by Taddy and Jeffree, keep in mind Jeffree was the one who really said the word. Taddy kind of led the story, but Jeffree said the word on Twitter calling James Charles you know what I mean? And the Dolan twins separating themselves from James, the second that video hit, kind of led into the allegations kind of being true, which really did not help James Charles out at all, and just a lot of people were very angry at the fact they did that, and the fact that the Dolan twins in recent times have very much so profited off of the Sister Squad. In a video, they literally use Sister Squad in the thumbnail to get clicks where they're going to talk about things they've never talked about. Then whenever they say, oh, Sister Squad, people want us to talk about this, they're like, oh, we're not going to talk about it because the other two people involved wouldn't be comfortable with it, or some bullshit like that, which is so weird because now Emma Chamberlain and James Charles are friends again, and it's kind of making them look like the worst ones, right? Right, so just a lot of people's opinions on the Dolan twins are not good right now. That was kind of the most simplified version I could have ever fucking done. It's a lot more messy, and especially, I'm just trying to tread very lightly on this topic because I do not like talking about this because there's a lot of allegations involved, there's a lot of he say, she say, this, that, and I don't like that. I don't like people speaking for alleged victims as well. I don't think that's right, but all I will say is that the Dolan twins kind of jumped on supporting James Charles again in recent times, which is very weird because it was because of them publicly dropping him that kind of further proved the allegations against James Charles and painted the narrative of him to be very telling, back then at least. And remember, Jeffree Star sent that text to James Charles saying that the Dolan twins were ready to speak out and Emma was ready to drop him and all like this, and it just wasn't good. And so that was kind of the first sign that led me not to like the Dolan twins because they never stood up for James. Do I believe they kind of had to? Yes. Like, why do you drop someone like, you know what I mean? And it kind of was then the narrative portrayed that they were just very uncomfortable, that James Charles made them uncomfortable, that the flirting was uncomfortable, and it seemed in the videos that Grayson and Ethan were kind of comfortable with that, and it seemed like their group's dynamic, and then it just kind of was like a weird back and forth, and people were like, oh, they're not comfortable with that, oh, no, like, yeah, maybe. And so something happened with the Dolan twins that I just want to show you, okay? Grayson Dolan tweeted this. It says, if you don't kiss your bros for small celebrations, are you even bros? Now, initially, people thought he was kissing his brother. Twitter ran with the narrative that this was him kissing his brother, but no, he's actually kissing his friend. And a lot of people have a lot of different issues with this tweet. The first one we're going to talk about is people saying that Grayson Dolan is queerbaiting. Do I believe he is queerbaiting? No. Honestly, no. In my opinion, no. I feel like there's bigger issues to make of this than saying he's like queerbaiting. But that's just my opinion, and you're allowed to have your own one. Okay? I'll respect yours if you respect mine. I don't think that's the biggest issue with this, honestly, with their platform. So just looking at this, right? If you don't kiss your bros for small celebrations, are you even bros? Okay? My main issue with this, that not a lot of people were talking about because everyone was talking about the queerbaiting, people were not talking about what I tweeted, and then whenever I tweeted it, people started retweeting and being like, oh, let's talk about that. I quoted this tweet and said the following. Also, my name on Twitter is Trishy Fishy, and it's a picture of me and Gabby Hanna, as you can see right here. Love it. So I tweeted and said, not loving this, honestly, especially after you sat back and allowed James getting attacked and destroyed for ever flirting with you, which you seemed fine with. Pick your narrative. Bonk. You know the bonk meme where the face go and your face goes into like Wreck-It Ralph? This was honestly my main issue with it. I feel like not a lot of people are talking about this. This is way more than what James Charles was being, you know, properly like held against him for. James Charles was like flirty with Grayson Dolan in the videos, and that was kind of further proving these claims against him. Could you have fucking imagined if James had like tweeted stuff like this towards Grayson, or like, that would have, in my opinion, changed everyone's opinion even more. But for some reason, Grayson Dolan is allowed to tweet this whenever he sat back and allowed his friend, at the time at least, you know, pick your narrative again, Grayson. Who are you friends with this time? Who's going to bring you in more views this time? Allowed to get destroyed for ever flirting with him, and it's just like, how are you going to tweet that? If you don't kiss your bros for even small celebrations, are you even bros? How are you going to tweet that whenever that wasn't your narrative, like last year? And again, I'm not saying that we know everything that happened, but all I'm saying is from the public knowledge that we do know, and from the Dolan twins constantly jumping back and forth, supporting James, not supporting James, supporting James, not supporting James, it just makes them look like the fool. It makes them look like the ones who are lying, and it makes them look like the ones who aren't picking a narrative and sticking with it. Not James Charles, in my opinion at least. Right? Right. So I was not loving this, honestly. And there were even more issues that people were making with this, including like social distancing and is Grayson queerbaiting and just all of these different issues, right? And while I understand whenever people were saying them, I was reading them, I was listening to them, personally, in my opinion, this is just something that we needed to talk about more, because I feel like if he had tweeted this last year, could you imagine the controversy? Like, he just seems to get away with a lot. What, because he's a straight white man? It's really irritating, in my opinion. And I don't like it. But I want to know what your opinion is, because people are split on this. And you're allowed to have your own opinion, like I'm allowed to have mine. But I want to know what yours is. Because with something like this, I feel like it can be divisive in what people are thinking. So, we're going to read out some other people's opinions on my subscribers. Not all my subscribers, but my subscribers' opinions. Not just people's opinion of my subscribers. People be like, they are bitches. They are shady. So I'm going to pull some of these up, but honestly, I am not loving this. I think I'm making that very clear, and I can't even like pretend to be like okay with that, because this really pisses me off. It feels like straight men straight white men get away with a lot, including shit like this. And just about the narrative that they were pushing about James by not speaking up in support. I feel like they get away with way too much. Here we go, this is what my subscribers are thinking. So KJ said, I thought he was actually talking about his actual brother for a second and not his friend, and I was really worried. Let me actually put this up so you can see the context. Right. It's Cassie said, I think just the sister squad weren't even friends, but simply business partners. However, James and Emma were genuinely getting along. That's all I have to say in relation to these Dolan twins. Samantha said, I'm speechless. Talk about messing with a boy's mind. If he wants to come out, he should come out, but this is not productive for the LGBT community or funny. I'm Never Happy said, okay guys, this is simple. The twins are just bottoms and James is a bottom, so it would have never worked out. Stop. You're so annoying. Erica said, for him to do this, then whenever James was being called out, for him to sit back and do nothing is kind of messed up. Also, would this not be queer baiting? Because I feel like it could be. I don't know. I don't like it though. Something about it just rubs me the wrong way. He's either secretly attracted to men or just really comfortable with his sexuality, but either way, this is not it. And my issue isn't even about the sexuality, whatever. It's just about the narrative from last year to now. FPJC said, if you kiss your bros for small celebrations, what do you do for big celebrations? Can y'all stop? Why are my subscribers so annoying? Marley said, it's the allowing your friend to get hurt and publicly humiliated for flirting with you and now say that you're supposed to be kissing your bros for me. Heidi said, yes, this looks like responsible social distancing to me. Sally said, it's the hypocrisy and homophobic microaggressions for me. Your best friend was called out, publicly humiliated and almost driven to side for allegedly flirting with you and you sit back and do nothing. This does not sit well with me. Lolsey said, imagine the views dropping so low that you have to queer bait and have a little 4-day relationship scandal moment. LMFAO, I used to really like these guys but have recently lost respect. My opinion only though. Demetrius said, LMAO, they only got good views because of James. Chauffeur T said, nothing like kissing your best friends on the mouth during a pandemic. And here's my thing as well. You know, if Grayson and his friend are comfortable to do this, that's great for them. But I feel like posting it and then with this caption is kind of like the big F you to the situation last year. But he was the one who sat back and did nothing. Not even defending him. So it's more of like a, I don't care, like happy for you if you're comfortable doing this. And it's like posting it with that caption, if you don't kiss your bros for small celebrations or even bros. You know what I mean? I think that's the conversation we should be having. Introverted Turtle said, seems like queer baiting to me, but are y'all ready for that conversation? Sandra said, oh, that looks very hypocritical. I don't like James, but hey, why not come out and say he's just doing a bro thing whenever you were getting your fans to attack him? Fuel Addiction said, I don't kiss any of my friends on the mouth for any occasion, so I guess I don't have any friends. Fuel Addiction, me neither. Brianna said, honestly, I'm done with them. I'm so tired of seeing them and I used to like them. And we're seeing that so many people are like, I used to be fans and now I'm pissed off. They've been getting real clickbaity and controversial, and as Adam said, he sat back and let James get attacked for flirting with him. Delusional said, the Dolan twins are starting to get on my last nerve. Everyone's saying they think this is his brother. Everyone's saying this just seems like he's looking for attention. Yeah, no, they're just becoming very problematic, Adam. Okay, basically everyone is saying that they believe this is queer baiting, and there's a lot of other responses that you can go and read on my YouTube community. I just have some final thoughts, okay? Not loving this. If you're comfortable, wonderful for you, Grayson. The issue is posting this, and whenever you've never really, to this day, spoken up about why you were silent and allowed James to get attacked, and you seemingly just talk about him again now in your Sister Squad video where you used it in the thumbnail, like you used that, but like that was your first time speaking out in so long, whenever then you turned to Jeffrey and became Jeffrey's best friend, then Jeffrey threatened to, you know, release stuff and said you were involved in that text to James and stuff, and now you're posting this, like if you don't... I think that's the issue. But again, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion! Do you know that meme? Whoever knows it, I fuck with you so hard. Guys, let me know what you're thinking. I want to know. I genuinely, really, really, really want to know, because this is dividing people. But I am seeing most people saying they hate it. They hate the idea of promoting this whenever you just watch James get attacked for the same thing. Actually, not the same thing, because they weren't... You know what I mean? Let's talk. I'll see you in my next one, and bye.